So I've been doing this TikTok thing for about 2 years now, and I talk about a lot of different things: science, media, anime, politics, and I want to make basically a tier list of how frustrating the worst members of any given topic are. Note, this isn't all members, this is the worst members. If you're taking offense to this, maybe you shouldn't consider yourself one of the worst members. So the least annoying to deal with? Science. All around. The worst science has to give me is like flat earthers. And like that's frustrating and to certain extents dangerous, but like I also know where I stand with them. We're not arguing in the same reality. I could just be like, all right, I have no reason to talk with you. And the majority of people who are interested in science content, even if they disagree with the content, even if they have different data, are interested in the data. They want to know how you came to this conclusion, even if they disagree with the conclusion. Up next, the literary and sci-fi crowd. Overall, in terms of nerds, I find that the sci-fi and literary crowd just doesn't have opinions that are as strong and as violently enforced as other nerds do. And I'm probably not going to get a death threat for saying that I like The Next Generation over the original Star Trek. By the way, I don't. I like the original Star Trek better. And when it comes to books, people are usually just okay with discussing them. Up next, we have politics. Look, you guys know what it's like talking about politics on the internet. It gets pretty bad. There definitely does get to be death threats, especially when it comes to stuff like gender and sexuality. It's a pretty bad experience, but also I find that there are a lot of people who are willing to back you up, especially if you're, talking for marginalized communities. So it's not that unpleasant. Sharing the same rung is tabletop gamers. In general, tabletop gamers are really, really chill. But if you say that you play a game in a different way that they play, they will start spouting some vitriol. I remember I posted a video once about how I want my GM to lie to me. I want my GM to not go by dice rolls and instead go by what he thinks the story needs. And I was flooded with hate comments. Now we're really getting into the mire. Gamers. Gamers. I worked in the gaming industry for 17 years. I can literally show hard evidence for why things are the way they are. Show people direct quotes from development teams, and gamers will always find something to argue about. Always shout at developers to say make game better. Always believe that greed is motivating everything. And a special shout out to Pokemon fans who, when I said I didn't think Scarlet and Violet was that bad, someone threatened to find where I live and run me over with his truck. Finally, I'm sorry, anime fans, and only for one reason: the power scaling community. It does not matter what I say. The power scaling community makes everything worse. I will not be talking about power scaling, and somehow power scaling arguments will still happen. I will talk about literary analysis of manga or anime, and power scaling arguments still happen. I can't get away. Also, it's really obvious that 1,000,000,000 lions defeats everything. I mean, that's it. All power scaling arguments are over forever. 1,000,000,000 lions wins.